So, what are we going to be doing today? You may ask yourself. This is the introduction to the video and you probably want to know. Today we're going to be customizing a Game Boy Advance. Real nice. So, like most people my age, what's my age? Shh, don't tell anyone. They enjoy retro gaming. Gaming from an era where simpler time was had. You just picked up Zelda and put it in. And played Zelda. And Pokemon. I played a lot of Pokemon as well. We are going to be changing the aesthetics of this Game Boy. I'm pretty excited. This Game Boy is pretty badass. I've had it for a little while. I went through a fad about 6 months ago of desperately wanting to play through Pokemon again, so I bought Pokemon Blue and played through the whole thing. It was an amazing adventure. I very much enjoyed myself. But I first of all bought this one, which was the Game Boy Advanced, very similar to the one I used to have when I was a bit younger. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't backlit, so it wasn't the most pleasurable experience I've ever had in my life. But it was damn fine, and I enjoyed it a lot. I ended up buying a Game Boy SP. I don't actually have it in the office right now. And I modded that out with a custom clear case, but it was before I had this channel, and I was like, you know, what am I going to do? I want to mod this out. But anyway, I had this set around at that point then doing absolutely nothing for me, so I thought, why don't I turn it into a piece of art and or functional art, because you can still play Game Boys and everything on it. Now, I quite like this purple colour. I think it's kind of unanimously been about since forever, so you know, it's kind of cool. But what I'm thinking is we're going to spray paint the case of this a completely different colour, give it some real nice aesthetic pleasing look, and then we're going to do some really nice artwork on the back and the front and give it a bit of a different feel entirely and customize it to me, to being a King's Game Boy, because I am Reese the King after all, and put some sick art on the back. I have already drawn up some custom ideas of how I think it's going to go and what I think it's going to look like, so I will be working from those. Other than that, I think we should jump into doing the preparation, which is going to be tearing this thing down, stripping it down of all its parts so that all we have left is the shell. Once we just have a shell left, then we can spray paint. And hey, this is going to be my very first time I've ever used spray paint. Is it a good idea to do this? Yeah, it's a good idea. It's what this channel's all about. Learning, doing stuff for the first time, taking art to the next level for me. Because, you know, I've never done it before. So, I just want to enjoy myself. And if you enjoy this, then hey, maybe you could think about smashing that like button. Oh, that would be delightful. Thank you so much. Let's get into stripping this thing down, and then we can, you know, spray paint it. Paint it. Make it real look nice. Spicy. Okay, so we have everything here that I'm going to be using to dismantle this. Now, I'm no pro at this, so I'm kind of thinking I need to take this one step at a time. So I've got this bit of like foam board, a back, front, and I'm going to try and put everything in place as I take it apart, so that I don't fluff this entire situation up. Which, you know, there is a good chance that I could fluff this situation up. So I ordered these cheap little screwdrivers. You got like a Y-wing and a normal posi bit. I ordered these off of Amazon. They were super cheap. I actually used these when I modded out my Game Boy SP with a different shell. So yeah, I'm semi-familiar with this process, but still not very familiar with this process. Like, I guess I have some moderate experience, could say. So we're going to stab that bad boy in there. I now know that's where it came from. Taking the back piece off. That's pretty much that part done. Now I need to take these out, and I'm fairly sure I can do that by jamming a screwdriver down in here. Here you go, mate. Okay, sweet. So contacts. The other one stays on the board, so again, I shouldn't be dumb enough to not be able to figure that out. We do need to strip this off though, which is like the IR port. IR Weasel. IR port. IR Weasel. IR port. So we'll strip that off quickly. Okay. Boom. We now have a complete rear shell I need to take that sticker off, I'll do that in a minute, but that's not too bad. We pretty much have everything good to go. What's interesting is it looks like someone's been in here before, because there's a hole in the back of this. Why is there a hole in the back of this? Huh. Did there used to be another kind of screw in here or something? That is actually kind of irritating. There's a massive gargantuous hole in the back of this thing. That's a bit of an issue actually. But maybe if I keep this sticker, the authentic sticker, then I can put it back over it and it won't be such an issue. But God knows why someone's done that. Bloody irritating. Fine, doesn't matter. I can deal with it. So now we can sit this bit over here, completely stripped off and ready. I'll need to just clean a little bit of that residue off, but past that, pretty simples. We'll call the front section this section, I guess. Which is slightly intimidating, not gonna lie. Okay. So next, there's the little flippers here that we need to pop up. And that should allow the ribbon cable to come out, I believe. Oh, ribbon cable. Thank you. So now we can place that down. Next, we have the screen that is in there. Okay. 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 Aha. Okay. We have a screen. I'm going to need to save this thing, as it is the adhesive pad to put the screen back on. So now we have a raw shell for front, back and battery cover, and then we have all the components of the Game Boy here, including the screen, which I desperately don't want to get dusty or damaged at all. We also have the motherboard here, which is actually pretty cool looking when you actually take into account what this thing does, you know. I think it's pretty lit. Excellent. A successful strip down so far. So the spray paints I'm going to be using for this are Cobra. I've got one that is high powered for the base coat, and I've got a low powered Cobra Low, and I've got a Cobra Low which is going to be for like the sprinkle coat. I don't know if that's what you call it. I'm not a spray painter and don't pretend to be. All I know is that I'm gonna rattle can me up some. No, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna spray it and hope for the best. How's it gonna work out? I guess we're about to find out right now. JK, my camera. That'd be dumb AF, wouldn't it? So we finally have this whole thing painted and it's looking pretty freaking epic if I do say so myself. I've roughly sketched a pencil sketch into the back, so you know, that's kind of cool, and it actually shows really well in camera but not so good in person, but it'll do. This is the kind of idea that I'm going for. I'm going to have the king character and the castle. As for the hole, I've decided I'm going to use it as like a big cannonball shot has gone through it, because if I put a sticker back on there it would just look whack, man. It just would take up so much of the art space. So we're going to use a cannonball shot through there, use it to our advantage, why not? As for the front, I kind of don't think there's a lot I can do with the front. I feel like it would look better just to appreciate the finish. I really like the way it looked. It's where you're going to get the most wear and tear as well, and it would just kind of look sick. Keep all the artwork on the back and just be happy with the way it is. So I guess let's leave that process, you know. I'm kind of nervous about taking this front part off here because I'm pretty sure that it's going to leave some residue or something. It's actually freaking me out, but it'll probably be fine, so let's find out. So we started out the paint process, man. Now, this for me was the part I was probably the most nervous for out of really any of this. And I'm gonna openly admit, I think that I may have got the wrong type of acrylic paint for this. It was just a bit too thick. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure about that. It kind of bugged me a little bit, but you know, we live and we learn, and as I say on this channel, it's all about learning. So next time I think I'm going to try and get some like a bit more of a fluid acrylic. That wasn't a word. A fluid acrylic. So I'm going to try and get some of that, and I think that will do much better when it comes to doing the PlayStation 5. That's one of the things I've definitely learned from this experience. The other thing that I learned from this experience is painting on curved and strange angles is, wow, an experience. I am super duper glad that I actually did a mock-up of this on my iPad. Unfortunately I didn't put that into this video because I felt like we already had enough of the design process go into this without having to watch me sort of sketch this up again and again and again. So if that is something you want to see in the videos, then definitely let me know. I would say though that I enjoyed it. It was very peaceful to do this painting. It was chill, but it's a weird process painting, right? Like, I haven't done a lot of painting. This is probably the third time I've ever picked up a paintbrush and actually got down and nitty gritty with some paints. Yeah, it's an experience. I can paint like abstract stuff or like scenarios and scenes, but doing this instead of using alcohol markers, oh my days, the difference. Like, I'm so used to how I blend and how I do stuff with alcohol markers that I'm just absolutely not confident when it comes down to stuff like this. All in all though, like I say, I mean, I'm not too sad with how it came out. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I feel like I got over most of the problems to a point where it was still acceptable and nice and cool. And by the time it was done, I have to say, when I sat back, I was super duper proud of what I'd achieved. Because, listen, life's about taking risks and life's about taking chances. And if you're not willing to, then you're just going to sit there and stagnate. So for me, taking on something like this, where I wasn't sure about material, I wasn't sure how it was going to work out for me. I didn't know if I had the ability to even do this sort of stuff. So when I actually finished it and looked back at it, and I was just like, holy concholi, yeah, this thing's lit. It worked out real good. And that is everything about this channel. So don't ever be too scared to do something. Take on a new task, do it, give it a shot. Finally, we got to peel off that sticker, which had been worrying me for quite some time. But, you know, we got around, it was fine, there was no residue, and I hadn't damaged the screen, so woohoo! Now obviously, as you can see, we're putting the console back together again, and it went together pretty darn easy actually. They're not too complex Game Boys, so taking them apart, putting them together isn't too bad. It's scary because you don't want to break your investment at the end of the day, but hey, not too bad. If you're going to do it, just go for it. It's the story of the channel, just go for it. Now we get to the good bit, testing it out. So slap a couple of bad boy batteries in this thing. That's right people, some stuff used to take batteries, not a charging lead. Crazy, huh? But damn, look at this thing, look how it finished off. As you can see, I did a little bit more sort of edge colouring and stuff like that before off camera, but whatever, it looks good. Let's test this bad boy out, slap a cartridge in, you know, launch some Pokemon, for crying out loud. And look, it only goes and works. And there it is. The project is finally finished. The Game Boy Advanced custom spray job. I really love the way this has turned out. It is really gorgeous. I mean, it's the first time I've ever used spray paint ever. It's the first time I've ever tried to paint on a curved surface ever. It's in fact only the third time I've used acrylic paints ever. So all in all, it's been a hell of a learning project. Things I'm most happy about would have to be, of course, the custom spray job. I'm just super proud of that, okay? I'm proud that I stripped this whole thing down to its bare components and put it all back together again, and it worked. Yay! And I'm also pretty darn proud of the artwork on the back as well. A little bit hard to see with my ring light going. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Obviously, it's completely personal preference to whether you think this is good or not. I do think I wish I'd done a couple of other things. I wish I'd done a bit more of a silhouetted background with my character. I feel like it would have been better than the castle, if I'm being honest and critical of myself. But you can't win them all. It was super hard to do, but I'm glad that I went through the stages that I did. It was a big learning curve, you know. Everything here was completely new to me. This was officially the first time that I had used the iPad to use digital art and to transform my sketch into digital art, and also then sketch it up on a mock-up of the Game Boy. Never done that before, completely new to me, which has been really exciting. Spray painting, absolutely never done that before. I've literally never picked up a rattle can in my life, so that was exciting and nerve-wracking, but it's given me the cojones to want to take on the PS5 personalization build, which is going to be happening soon. I'm very tempted to do a customized on my PC as well. I don't know, it depends whether you guys like these videos or not, but yeah, everything about this was pretty much bare bones new to me, and this is everything that this channel encapsulates in a freaking nutshell, which is taking on projects that I've never done before, never touched the materials before, and just giving it the goodest, bestest go. I'm Englishing real good. But yeah, it's all about giving it the best go that I possibly can with new materials and just discovering how they work. Now, over time, we are going to be figuring out, obviously, these types of things and getting better at them. And that is the entirety of the aim of this whole flipping channel, is just for me to improve my creative self and get better at everything and do things at a better and larger scale. So like I say, this has given me the confidence to take on the PlayStation 5 without pooping myself so much, and I'm very excited about that. Have you got any suggestions of things that you'd like to see me do on the PlayStation, artwork wise? Do you want to see like a mural of stuff, or would you like to see a really cool idea that my brother actually suggested to me was about doing like a DC versus Marvel, so one side DC, one side Marvel? Let me know what you think about those ideas. But honestly, thank you so much for your support on these videos. If you did enjoy it, please do consider giving it a like, because genuinely it does help the channel out. If you really enjoyed it and you want to check out all the other stuff that we're going to have coming up in the future, then hey, subscribe, smash that bell, and then you'll be notified of when new videos drop. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me through this build. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.